Spank my little bottom. Get it started.
Spank my bottom and call me good. It's Whoa That's Sick, the podcast for stinky little piggies who want to get clean.
Mm-hmm. And you might not recognize, we're in the studio. The dumpster.
We're in the studio.
It's getting there.
It's coming along. Eric's doing a great job on it. Or as we're calling you today, Ricky Haircut.
Ricky Haircut. Tell your friends. I got a haircut yesterday.
It was yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Oh my God. We're roommates and I haven't seen you since yesterday.
It's true.
Makes me feel like a goddamn fiend.
I got it on the Upper West. Walked right in. And was really nervous as I was getting it. Because I say the same thing every time.
Mm-hmm. Don't touch it. Don't touch me. Don't touch my hair. Do you have a bathroom? Exactly. I have to what in order to use it?
Get a haircut?
All right, fine, but make it quick.
Please. And I get a different haircut every time. I say the same thing.
Yeah, what do you say?
Clean it up, a little bit of length, maybe thin it out a little.
Yeah, that's what I say when I go to my ass doctor.
Just clean it up. Thin it out.
Just wipe me and thin it out a little.
Please thin it out.
Wipe me once and then thin my hole. What don't you understand?
What don't you get? Thin my hole, please.
Thin my hole. Please. That was the first truly great joke
of the new year.
What was that guy's name again? I'm so sorry to keep interrupting your haircut story.
Oh,
who's the guy who?
It's not going anywhere.
Who's the guy who said?
Was it Newhart?
No, Henny Youngman.
Henny Youngman.
Henny Youngman.
Henny Young them would he be now?
Emphasis on the Henny.
Mm-hmm.
Youngman Henny.
A little bit of Henny. Yet update that for 2025. Take my life, please.
Update
Thanks,
that.
Ad.
Update that for Brooklyn. Take my wives, please.
Please.
And my husband's. This polycule is...
I'm exhausted.
I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of my polycule and I don't want to be in it anymore.
I'm so tired from pleasing all my wife sexually.
I don't want to anymore.
That's how all people in Brooklyn sound. I don't want to. Please.
Please, sir. I want
thin my
much
hole,
less. Please, sir. I want some whores.
Oh, I want whores. All I've got is a stable of wives, but I want whores.
All right. To our producer, Stephan, that's all cuttable, I think. Pretty much most of that. Okay, so you go into the haircut salon.
Yes.
You say, just take a little, clean it up.
I say clean it up.
Thin it out.
Thin it out. I'm like, it's getting a little... And then I've started to... I show a photo. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it'll be like photos of other dudes with cool hair. Mm-hmm. So I have and I have to go re-find them because they like get buried. And so I just have a bunch of screenshots of hot dudes in my phone. Yep. And then I also have a bunch of haircut photos. Okay. And
fuck yeah,
dude.
And we'll put an air horn there.
Oh, just wait. This is going to be art. We're going to have multiple cameras. We're going to have a soundboard. I'm going to murder the children upstairs.
It's going to be so good.
We're going to buy them an iPad and ruin their lives because they're constantly playing. And I think kids should be addicted to technology.
Yeah. Kids these days are all on their phones and we love it.
We love it so much.
More phones for kids. Check out our billboards, Phones for Kids.
Phones for Kids.
Most of the money does go to funding the Israeli government, but the remaining money goes to us, and then we just find phones and give them to kids.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I walk in, and then now I made a mistake, though. I showed a stand-up clip to the guy, because I had a haircut that I liked in the video, and then they started talking to me about stand-up and asking me all these questions. Like, have you met Henny Youngman? I said, I know.
No, not him.
But yeah, and then he just starts going nuts, starts taking off a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
And when they cut it when it's wet, it's always going to be shorter when it's dry. Mm-hmm. I know this. I'm a hair guy.
Yeah.
I know physics. And then he did it. It ended up, I like the way it looks, but he did it in a different way than I normally do, like shorter in the front. Normally it's like longer and I push it back, but yeah. I don't know. I was going for Tom Cruise and The Firm.
See, I can't picture that Tom Cruise. I think you're the only one in the world with a Rolodex of Tom Cruise faces in your head.
Yeah.
that you can scroll through like you're looking for hot guys on your phone.
Well, it serves me well sometimes. But then
what does Tom Cruise look like in The Firm? Like you right now?
Kind of like me right now. Yeah. I like his hair in that. And it does feel weird because I'll like, it's cold, but I'll be like wearing a hat sometimes when I go into the barber.
Yeah.
And then I get a haircut and I put the hat back on. That feels like disrespectful a little bit.
It's one of the only ways that we as passive-aggressive men have of indicating that we did not enjoy the haircut, because we are physically incapable of saying we didn't like it. We're physically incapable of saying, don't do that mid-cut, because that feels rude. And we're physically incapable of tipping any less than 20%.
100%.
So all we've got...
I tip 100%.
all we've got is our small little gesture as we leave.
Yeah.
Hat on, and maybe not even a smile.
If ever I have sex with someone I don't like, I have sex and then I put a condom on afterwards.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? What's that for?
You go, I think you get the message,
you
honey.
get it. Here's
20% going to be okay.
Here's 20%. Yeah.
Well, I have the same experience with hairdressers, but then I found, because like the last time I went and got my hair cut, I did the same as you. I'm like, not much, and keep the back long, just thin it out. And then they cut the back very short. And then I said, this is like one of the only times I've ever spoken up. I was like, I like it. I thought I said to keep the back long. I was kind of hoping to keep it long. And then she said, well, it'll grow. And I was like, yeah, but...
I mean,
by that logic, just shave it.
Yeah.
Shave it, and then, well, it'll eventually become the thing you want, maybe.
That might be the only, like, one of the industries where you can kind of fuck it up and then just go, just give it time. It'll fix itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you went to a car mechanic and they, like, fucked up your paint job, like, yeah, we'll go back.
Don't worry. The paint will spread over time. I briefly worked as a bris guy. Giving brisks.
Brisks?
Brisks.
Like
circumcisions.
Oh, isn't that bris?
Brisk.
Brisks are those iced tea in a can.
Yeah.
You were giving those.
And that's what I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
I would give those to Jewish babies, and then their parents would be like, no. And I'd go, okay, something got messed up here. I shouldn't have been doing this.
And you go.
But do you want an iced tea that really gets you going? Are you tired of Snapple and others? I'd say,
tired.
Are you tired of Snapple and others? And they'd go, what? Is it Briss? Yeah, it is Briss. You're right.
Like,
I'm so stupid.
Sir, cut off part of my son's penis. Stop trying to hawk your iced tea.
So I used to be a Briss guy. And let me tell you, when you take too much off there, it's hard to convince them that it's just going to grow in. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
You're talking to them. So what are you looking for today? And they're like, 2 on the sides, 5 on the top for my bris.
Yeah, and I go, I don't really like using clippers, so I'm going to go with scissors.
Scissors guy.
No, just thin it out, sort of keep the length. Just thin out the foreskin, but keep the length completely. Yeah. I want to have as much foreskin as I have, but I want it to be semi-translucent.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to see the bulbous guy underneath.
It just, it gets kind of unruly in the winter.
Yeah, I want it to be like a lizard coming out of its, like in the last stages of being in its egg, the last stages of incubation. I want to be able to see the outline of the little guy coming through.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think I cracked the code on my hair now, which is I was on a TV show.
Okay.
And I would literally say to them, don't even touch the length. I want the length exactly as it is. Just thin it out. Because I feel like that's where I was getting messed up, where I would say, just take off a little and then thin it out. Now I'm like, I can handle the length. If it's too long, I can do that on my own.
Do you do that?
Sometimes.
Oh.
But one thing you can't do on your own is the thinning.
Yeah.
You're just going to make it chunky and shitty.
I feel that.
And the problem is sometimes when I try and shorten it on my own and I can't thin it, then it's just like a bulbous kind of Farquaad.
Yeah.
I give myself a Farquaad.
I Farquaaded. I'm going to Farquaad.
I'm just trying to wait
back.
for you to find where that goes.
Hey,
what that could mean.
Listen, I'm staying on the Upper West Side right now, so I'm kind of in a different mode.
Farquaad and 7 years ago.
There it is. Thank God. Thank God.
Our poor ogres. Our four
ogres.
Here's in this day and age with gay marriage being legal and all that.
It just happened.
Our forefathers. Oh.
Yeah, it was a messy divorce. When was gay marriage legalized in Canada, or was it always legal?
Yeah, from day one.
Good.
It's in the Canadian Constitution.
They didn't want it, but they're just like, I guess so.
Yeah, fine.
I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a little while.
We had the holidays, and also you had some traveling.
I went to Morocco.
Woo! And Palm Springs as well, the Morocco of
the West.
Yeah.
I went to see my family in Palm Springs, which was a weird little Christmas vacation. That they came from Vancouver, like near the Vancouver area in BC, in Canada, and I came from New York, and we met up in Palm Springs. And I don't know why. Palm Springs is a very strange, kind of sleepy place. Mm-hmm. But I went for desert walks with my dad, and it was very nice. And I
only ever go for dessert walks with my dad.
Oh, and those are better.
Those are good.
Those come after.
He loves his sweets.
We go and we look for cake.
Do you talk on these desert walks?
A little.
That's good.
But mostly no. I take a lot of photos. I take a lot of photos of my dad walking up a hill. Usually I'm way out ahead because I like to keep a pace.
Sure.
And my dad's old as fuck, so he can't keep up. But so I really set the pace, and then I turn around and I click, click, click while he huffs and puffs up the hills trying to keep up with his young steed of a son.
Can he move well or well enough?
Yeah.
Nice.
For a guy who's almost 80.
Yeah. My dad's having a tough time. He can like walk and stuff, but he definitely gets like sore.
Yeah.
Easy. Does your dad have all his normal factory bones?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my dad's factory setting, pure.
Whoa.
I call him pure.
Uncut.
Not a single fake bone in his body.
Damn. I wish your dad's name was Jim, because it would be Uncut Gems.
There you have it.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it.
Yeah.
I guess my dad's had eye surgery lately. He had some eye stuff going on, but I think they're still his eyes. They did put a couple bones in there. So
yeah.
He has a couple of fake eye bones now. And it's surprising what his eyes can do. He says, "Mark, watch this." And then his eyes just really go nuts.
Yeah, my dad just got a spoiler put on the back.
Yeah. That's cool.
He's got neon lights under his ass.
Yeah.
He's a big Fast and Furious guy.
Yeah. He started getting the Lightning McQueen treatment.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. My dad got a fake hip.
Okay.
He woke up during the surgery.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. And he loved it. He's a curious guy.
What do you mean he loved it?
He says, he tells me, he goes, "I've always been fascinated with medicine." And he like came to during the surgery, but he couldn't feel anything. They had like an epidural. And then he's like, "Oh, am I still in it?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah, stay relaxed." And he goes, "Can I..." He said he could hear him like knocking it in because they got to like hammer the ball into the hip socket. And he asked if he could see it. Like they showed a mirror so they could see it. He could see him doing it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then he got dinged by the insurance company for peeping.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "All right, here's the cost of the hip and the procedure, and then here's the peeper's surcharge."
Looking's not free.
Looking ain't free, buddy. Mm-hmm. You can't watch that. You freaked all the doctors out. It took them twice as long.
They're like, "Why is he?" It does feel weird when you're like customers watching you do the job.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
It's true. I don't like it when people watch me do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like if a boss is looking over my shoulder or a client is looking over my shoulder, no way.
Mm-mm.
Let alone when I'm putting in a hip.
Come on.
New hip on dad. How's it moving?
Same dad, new hip.
Cool.
It's good. I mean, this was a long time ago. Now they're so good at changing hips out. It's like a NASCAR pit crew these days. Boom, boom. But
fucking go.
My aunt now a lot of times if you need one, they just do both of them.
What? Why?
It's probably like a mechanic, like upcharging. Like we took a look around and it's worse than we thought.
Yeah.
But no, because a lot of times if you're going to have one, you're going to need the other. And it's just, they're so fast at them now. You're like out of the hospital in the same day.
these doctors are addicted. Mm-hmm. They just love doing it.
But my aunt, she had gotten a double hip replacement, and it had been like a small amount of time. But we were at my cousin's wedding, and one of them like popped out of the socket at the wedding. Yeah,
she was dancing a little too hard. Mm-hmm. She was
slide to the left,
pop out of place.
Hip bone.
Call for some help.
Everybody call the cops.
Everybody stop the song. We need medics. Medics.
Yeah, I remember seeing her. She just like stops and she's like, I gotta sit down. Something's wrong.
Wow.
Her hip freaking popped out.
That's poo my pants behavior. But at that age, it could be anything.
It could. She actually didn't. Her hip didn't come out. She just pooed her pants.
Yeah, she goes, my hip popped out. I need to go to the bathroom. Somebody bring me fake underwear, extra underwear.
It's a hip thing. You wouldn't know.
I need a washcloth and extra underwear. My hip is messy as hell.
I want to hear about Morocco.
So Morocco was wonderful, crazy. I'm not like a traveling man, but my girlfriend is a traveling gal, mm-hmm. and she loves an adventure. She's a very adventurous spirit, and I'm a coward.
Sure.
So she's sort of Dorothy and I'm the lion. You know, she's kind of got to drag me around. And every time we took a corner in Morocco into some dark little dungeon, I'd go. But eventually I learned that the courage was inside me all along. All I needed was a certificate from the Moroccan lord, the king, Mohammed II.
They still got a king over there.
They still got a king, but he's a very progressive monarch, I've learned. He's been around since the late 90s, and he's made a lot of progressive moves, including that, I hope I'm getting this right, widows may remarry now.
Oh.
Formerly, widows could not remarry, as far as I understand, and they would have little to do. So, but there's widows rug collectives. They're collective. There's a lot of collectives, artisanal collectives, and there's one that was like there's a bunch of widows who would sew rugs, and then they'd bring them to this place, and then the place would sell them, and then the widows share the profits.
Oh, could you spare $5? It's for the widows.
All right. Well, how much is the rug? Much more than that.
Much more.
People are salesmen in Morocco, I'll tell you that.
I bet.
They were selling. And I was paying for the first price that was offered, to the dismay of my tour guides.
Oh, yeah. It's part of the game, right? You're supposed to haggle.
Yeah, even the salesman seemed disappointed in me. At one point, a guy refused to take the full amount because I gave him
Come on, buddy. Yeah. I could not possibly.
I think he asked for like $52, and I fished out 50, and I was looking for 2, and he was just like, no, it's fine.
He's like, are you
You
kidding?
should not have paid more than 20 for this.
Oh my gosh.
You're insane.
He's negotiating with himself, talking himself down.
I'm honestly what I bought things are very cheap. And you can buy really beautiful things. Like my girlfriend bought the most beautiful rug, and then I spent straight up $50 on 3 of these hand painted license plates.
Hummer.
That are just slightly misspelled. So this is a hand drawing of a Hummer, and Hummer is spelled Humor, and then there's Arabic for Humor.
This is what license plate look like in Arabic?
Well, I guess it's not a license.
Morocco?
Sorry, I should have just said it's like the back of an old sign.
Oh, okay.
It's just
that's how they have on the car.
Yeah. He's in the Camry with the Hummer license plate.
Mm-hmm.
I got one of a Hummer. I got one of and I got one of Eminem, the rapper.
The rapper.
He looks wonderful.
Yeah.
But anyway, why did Morocco fuck me up? There's a story I wanted to tell you. Oh yeah, I was walking. So we went to the Sahara Desert. Crazy.
One of the biggest, if not the biggest.
So big, and. So we were really just on the edge of it, but very close to the Algerian border. I didn't know any of this before I went, but we're walking through these sand dunes, and it's majestic. And I was
like that movie,
Sand.
Yes,
and Sand 2, starring Tom Chalamet.
He's good.
He's good. He's huge. He's the biggest actor we have.
He's the biggest Moroccan actor.
He's ugly as sin. I was riding a camel through a dune, and I swear to God, I started thinking about stand-up jokes.
Great.
Because I started thinking someone had asked me about. There's another visitor there who'd asked me and Wally about like, oh, you do comedy, whatever. And it got me what they asked was like, what's your next act going to be? And I was like, whoa, I've never thought of stand-up in terms of like, I just think of it one joke at a time, right? And I know that they were just people who don't understand stand-up, but there was a part of me that was like, I wonder if I did think about it, would I write more creatively? And then would I get more introspective? Would I be more artistic? And then I was riding this camel, and that's where my brain started. And then by like 5 minutes in, I was just really working my way through a joke about how 90s cereal was too sweet. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is probably what it's like for Seinfeld to go on grand adventures.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Like Seinfeld riding a camel through the desert, like women's hair. Mm-hmm. How come when they turn 40, they cut it all off? Or like, how come paper clips? I don't know.
At what point do they make the choice to turn it blue? At 80, it turns blue.
I've heard. Do you like blondes or brunettes? I prefer aquamarine.
I'm a blue guy.
How do you think the other household implements feel about the store staples? The staple, hardly the showcase tool. You know that the reams of paper can't be feeling good about that. You know the paper clips have something to say about the staples. How did the staples make the marquee?
Oh, the paper clips never hurt anybody.
They sell computers. They sell laptop computers. Top dollar. The staples get the name. You don't see I gotta think of something here.
Fuck.
I gotta think of an example.
You're on the camel doing this, and they're like, "Is he okay?" The heat's really getting to him. See a Mirage. It's a comedy club. It's an improv. It's a funny bone.
Yeah,
dude.
Anyway,
what's this? Cereal in the 90s was pretty sweet.
It was too sweet.
I think it's still sweet.
But in the 90s,
because they pitched it as a part of a balanced breakfast.
In the 90s, we were like, I feel like now. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a kid no more, but I feel like now, generally speaking, I don't see as many like sweet cereal commercials. It just doesn't seem as normalized to be like, if you have a kid and you like, people seem to understand that that's not a healthy way to start the day. Yeah. Whereas in the 90s, it was very much just like everyone is eating the sweetest, and it felt like the cereal companies got more and more bold about it, right? Like where it started out and they were like, it's Rice Krispies with marshmallows, you know? Or they'd be like,
it's all marshmallows now.
Yeah, honestly. Like they went from like Captain Crunch, which, you know, kind of looks like it might be like a nutritious little like nugget of it's the same color as wheat.
Sure.
It's like the color of health. It's not a rainbow colored thing. It doesn't look sweet. And they're like, and we got some crunch berries in there. And then eventually they were like, whoops, just berries.
We made a mistake at the factory. It's just crunch berries.
Just the berries? Oh my God, they're going to kill us. But we just kept embracing it. And then I felt like the ultimate version of that was like, when they were pitching Count Chocula, they're probably like, all right, listen. This isn't even a real pitch. We're just going to put it on the shelves to satisfy our own curiosity. It's chocolate. It's called chocolate. There's nothing else to it. And the spokesperson's a Dracula. Famously an untrustworthy guy. Surely they will not buy this. We'll take the slap on the wrist, go our separate ways. Oh, it's very popular?
Huge.
Well, fuck. God is not real.
Okay, it was like a guy who was like trying to lose his job. He's what about like a bowl of cookies? Have we tried that one yet? Okay, yeah, in the morning, a bowl of cookies.
Have we done just like a single big gobstopper in a cereal box shaped box? Like just a gobstopper? Can we just do that?
Do you remember the honeycomb kid?
No.
He was like in the commercials for the cereal honeycomb, and he just had a really big mouth. That was his whole thing.
Big mouth boy? Mm-hmm. They were probably so pissed when Cheerios got the B.
Oh God, that bee! That bee. He didn't work for 2 years. He went on auditions. He almost was going to hang it up, and
then he showed up in Captain Phillips, and the rest is history.
Yep. And then Honey Nut called the.
Oh yeah, honey. Oh yeah. He did he did so many auditions, and then he was on his way out of Hollywood when Honey Nut called.
And he goes, "I'm done. I'm already packed up.
Yeah. And then after Honey Nut Cheerios, he got a lot of work. He was in the movie My Girl. He is the bee that stings Macaulay Culkin to death at the end of My Girl.
Wow.
The signature bee.
Mm-hmm. And he thought for a while he was typecast like Skylar in Breaking Bad. He couldn't go out to eat with people saying, "You killed Home Alone boy."
Yeah.
That's a different movie.
Different movie.
I'm an actor. He had to go back to the hive, and they're like, "Oh, look, Hollywood boy's back."
Yeah.
You know how bees talk to each other?
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Hollywood.
Yeah,
thinks he's the queen now. I don't think I'm the queen.
I'm not the queen.
I know I'm not the queen.
I kissed a boy for a play I was in. I'm not a... It's fine. It's acting.
What?
What?
We meant the queen, like the queen bee.
Oh.
Honey Nut Cheerios bee just came out. Mm-hmm. He just came out, basically. All right. Now we're going to have to deal with that charade.
Have we talked about how the food pyramid's a lie?
What? You think the aliens built the food pyramids?
Well, how else would it get here? How else would they figure out that we need a block of meat and then a block of dairy and then the very top sugar?
What do you mean the food pyramid's a lie?
Well, it's just not as clear cut, as cold cut as it was made out to be, and it was mainly done by like food companies and stuff to try to tell us that you should eat all this cheese, like that's a big part of the.
Is there cheese on the food pyramid?
I mean, it's dairy is the one, so it's like it has a picture of cheese.
Wow, yeah, interesting.
Yeah. So Morocco, you rode a camel.
I rode a camel. I thought of stupid jokes, and then I had a blissful time. And we went on so many tours. And I gotta say, the one thing I've learned about traveling from this one trip is do the tours. Yeah, do as many tours as possible because they're not that expensive, at least in some countries. And they're
join the army. Do a tour. Do 2 tours.
Get fit. Shed that extra weight. Shed that extra. Find purpose.
Hang out with the boys.
And then come back. And then be desperate to get back. But then once you're back, being back doesn't feel right. So now you want to go back with the boys in the war, but some of those boys aren't around anymore. But you got to go back, but you don't want to be there either. So you're sort of caught in between for the rest of your life. Give it a try. But if you are in Morocco, do the tours. We just toured around these beautiful walled cities and just learned so much and went down into these crazy little hamlets and crooks and nooks, and it was amazing. Ate crazy food, mostly not, but there's one guide who really wanted to push us.
Was it particularly good food?
Some of it was good.
All right.
Not my. If you like big hunks of meat and like a lot of their food is kind of like stew adjacent.
Okay.
So if you love a stew,
oh, I love a stew.
I think you're gonna love Moroccan food. They have a thing called the tagine. It looks like a little pyramid. You pull off the top of this clay pot. It cooks in the clay pot with a little chimney up top. You go, looks like a little, like a garden gnome's hat. You pull that off. It kind of makes this sound. And then you got a steaming little, maybe you got like a half a zucchini in there and he's, mushy as hell. And then you got some couscous maybe, and you got just a chunk of meat. And if that sounds good, you're going to love Morocco. But if that makes you, like me, say, whoa, no, I'll stick to the zucchini and the couscous, then I don't know. You might have to get creative when you're over there.
Did they have any, I mean, I'm sure they did, but did you try any like American chain restaurants in Morocco? Like a Subway sandwich or something?
I tried every day, at least once I went to Arby's.
Yeah?
Yeah, every day.
Was
for
there anything
breakfast.
different there? Arby's breakfast.
Arby's breakfast every single day.
We've got the meats.
Every single day I would say, give me your sweatiest sandwich. And they'd say, no, sir, no, please. And I'd say, give it to me. Mm-hmm. I'm here from America and I want the Arby's double stack. And then they'd give me the double stack and I'd push it down, and then they'd point at my stomach as it grew harder and harder, and then they'd point at my ass and they'd say, it'll never work. And then I'd say, my ass is my business. And then I'd storm into the streets and collapse in the middle of the Medina, which is the walled city.
Yeah. An Arby's roast beef sandwich is like that heroin reversal drug, that fentanyl, what's it called? When people have an overdose.
Methadone.
No, the one that reverses it. Like, so if someone ODs on fentanyl, they give it...
Heroin.
They give him more heroin. They say, hey, little hair of the dog.
Little heroin of the dog that bit you.
Narcan. For an American in Morocco, you pass out on the ground, they shove a Arby's sandwich in your mouth and you come back to life.
Yeah.
Do you haggle at the McDonald's or at the Arby's too? Do they expect that? Or?
I'm not going to lie. There's no Arby's.
Okay.
But I thought it would be really funny if A, there were
breakfast.
Arby's in Morocco. B, I went there every day.
I'm sure they're...
I don't know if I've ever eaten Arby's in my entire life.
Arby's isn't one, but it's not bad.
I only just figured this out as we said the word Arby's so many times and then roast beef, that RB stands for roast beef. Arby's.
Oh my God.
That must be what it means.
If not, I'm making a few calls. Roast beefs, yeah. We've got the beefs. Who's on first?
Okay, well, we are so far into the episode, but it still behooves us to announce that our sponsor for the episode is a very good sponsor this week, and we're happy to be shilling for them. And it is, of course, Liquid Death Reaper. You know Liquid Death, the intense water.
Yes. It's
served in a tall can. It's just for men. Well, Liquid Death Reaper, it's still water, but the cans are even scarier now.
Ooh.
They are shaped like a skull with little spikes on them, and they hurt when you hold them. Finally, it's safe. Finally, it's really safe for men to drink water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, water is like Special K in the 60s for men. Mm-hmm. Unless you're drinking it out of a metal can that has a skull on it. Say you're a little light in the loafers.
Yeah, we had water fountains at my high school, but we called them gay baiters. It was for baiting the gays. Guys would stumble over to them and they'd take a sip, and then all the bullies would go, "Gay."
Mm-hmm. I bet you'd rather have that out of a man's dick, instead of a fountain plugged into the wall.
But now finally, Liquid Death has come along with cans that conjure images of the depths of hell. Horror.
Oh, the horror.
Nightmares. Manly stuff. When I hold a can of Liquid Death, I think to myself, I'm allowed to have this. As a red-blooded man, I'm allowed to have this.
And that's a good feeling. It's nice to feel like you can and belong. Like whenever I'm drinking normal water, not in public, not in front of anyone, obviously, I'm like, why isn't this hurting me now?
Yeah.
Why am I not in pain?
Little spikes on the can.
Yeah. What if someone saw me drinking this clear crap? And of course I'd say, it's vodka. Well, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But what if they taste it?
You'd be fucked.
I'd be so fucked.
Yeah. I was drinking a can of Liquid Death on the street, and a biker rode by, the coolest guy I've ever seen, and he gave me a nod and a thumbs up. And then
he crashed his bike.
He turned all the way around with his head. He lowered his sunglasses like, "What do you got there?" Smashed into oncoming traffic. Flames, death. And then his skeleton, as the flesh was burning off of him, second thumbs up.
Yeah, like Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Just goes down into the magma. He says, "I'll have what he's having."
Yeah. "I'll have what he's having." So anyway, Liquid Death Reaper.
Yeah, thank
check
you so
it out. The manliest water a can bring.
Yep. Yeah, make sure to try their other flavor. Ocean, seawater, salt water.
Yeah.
It makes you sick.
Yeah, it makes you sick. It'll make you fucking puke your guts out like a fucking man.
And you go crazy.
Yeah. I was drinking my Liquid Death Reaper on the edge of a forest. Wolf walked by, nodded at me, gave me one paw up, crashed into oncoming traffic as it was lowering his sunglasses.
Man.
He went, "Arr!" Smash. Wolf skeleton, flesh burning off of him. Second thumbs up.
God. He gave four thumbs up.
Yeah, he gave me a lot of thumbs.
He's all thumbs.
Dick hard as a rock.
Just red. Wet.
When dogs get boners,
it's funny.
It's a glimpse of that's a glimpse of hell.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing.
Imagine being like on a date with a dog, like in Lady and the Tramp, and then they're like having a good time and they start to eat their spaghetti, and then he gets a little dog boner.
Holy shit.
She's like, oh, come on. Because we at least have pants. As men of class and status like ourselves, we have pants.
We have pants.
But dogs,
And I hope this will dispel most of the rumors.
that we're not wearing pants.
We do have pants.
We have pants. We share one pair of pants.
Yeah. And please stop referring to this as the Donald Duck of podcasts.
Oh my God.
We have pants.
Yeah, his little lipstick pops out. The waiter's like, "Sir, I know you are just a dog, but this is a restaurant.
Yeah.
Please put your pecker away."
And he goes, "I'm a street dog. I'm a tramp, and I live by the law. I live by no man's laws. Civilization is for fucks." It just turns into Taxi Driver, where the lady realizes that she's not on a date with a charming lower class guy. She's on a date with a maniac.
Yeah, exactly.
Tramp takes her to a porn theater for their first date.
100%.
After the spaghetti. Mm-hmm. And he goes, "It's good cinema."
And he goes, "No, don't worry. It's not you. It's the spaghetti. It's a thing I have. It's one of my things."
I will say this. We have worked so hard as a society to de-sex dogs. The wolf, sexy creature, fantasized about by teen girls everywhere who draw them in their notebooks.
That's the thing now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably always been a thing.
Yeah, like the classic wolf man hybrid with abs. You've seen these drawings online.
Yeah, I've seen them in your bedroom. I've seen your walls.
You've seen these drawings online. You've printed them. You've taped them to your wall. You've asked your roommate, where's a good place to get cheap frames? Mm-hmm. Cheap, cum-resistant frames. But so the wolf, a sexy creature, dangerous. We took that wolf. We made it a dog. We bred it until it was just a little pocket thing that's the cutest little creature on earth. There's nothing sexy about it. What a betrayal when a hard red cock bursts out of that thing's lap. Truly, it is like an alien springing from the chest of a child.
Of a Sigourney Weaver.
It's the color. Everything about it screams practical effects intended to.
Yeah.
It feels like it's designed to ruin your relationship with this perfect, cute thing.
It pops out like a tire gauge, when you're checking your tire air pressure, and it just pops out.
Yeah, you're right.
And then it's got little markings on it too, so you know how excited it is. Could be better.
I hate it.
This never happens.
My girlfriend's dog is the cutest thing in the world. Shout out to Chavo.
Chavo.
He got a hard dick the other day, and it fucking ruined my day.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to look at him the same way, knowing he's packing that heat.
Just unrolled.
Unspooled. He pushed that thing out. Lipstick's apt. Actually, it wasn't like lipstick. I blinked and it was out. Fully erect. Red as the day is long. If this dick was a knight, sailor's delight. Mm-hmm. Anyway, dog dicks.
Oh, the dog.
Let us know what you think, because we are...
Sound off in the comments.
Yeah. Unanimously, we are against.
Yeah, the dog I'm dog sitting for currently, I'm going to head back to the Upper West Side. It's my cousin's dog, and she, progressive, humps her little bed thing. And the way she does it is very funny. She'll because it's one of those little dog beds, she'll get it up on its side, and then she'll wrap its arms around it, and then she'll go... She puts her head onto the ground. Wow. And is fully jumping. I'm taking notes. I'm learning some stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pegging the bed.
Yeah. And it's a girl dog.
Yeah.
And they can do that too. New York.
Girls can pile drive a bed.
That's so true.
Don't let anyone say you can't.
She really goes after it. It's kind of wild. I've never seen such aggressive humping, and then it's very quick, and then she gets tired and...
Wow.
Yeah.
She just needs to feel that friction.
I get that.
She's a dog.
Even for a dog, you are a dog.
It's a dog fuck bed world.
If you're going to lay with dogs, you're going to get a little red boner.
My friend once described a color as dog dick red. Really stuck with me.
Yeah, I saw that at Ace Hardware. Do you have dog dick?
This is going to be pretty overpowering, sir. It might conjure some trauma. I want what I want.
Yeah, don't question me.
I want a color that's exactly right so that when my dog gets his nasty little thing, it's camouflage and I don't have to think about it.
That's actually really smart.
It's smart.
Paint the town dog dick red. Dog dick afternoon.
Okay. Now we're fucking talking. Eric, now it's time for our first segment. And this is going to be a surprise to me, so I'm very excited. we are recording this near the beginning of January.
Yes.
So we've got a whole of 2025 ahead of us, which is a perfect time to announce Erik's 2025 boob trends.
Boob trends.
Trends and boobs.
Yes. These are my predictions for the boob trends. I don't know if you've seen these types of videos online. I've been seeing some lately. Graphic design trends, advertising trends, fashion trends. This is boob trends. I'm a scholar. I'm a studier of boob. And a little background. Former boob trends are like side boob.
Yes.
That had a moment. Still pops around sometimes.
One of my favorite Paul Giamatti movies.
Yes. My Alexander Payne's side boob.
Mm-hmm.
And side boob, it's been around since the 1920s at least.
Has it? I guess that's the flappers had a little side boob going.
And that's why they were called flappers. It was about their little, and but it was the term was coined, I believe, in like 2010 or something for actual side boob. Then there's
it's hard to imagine the flappers, people in the 20s. You're like, got a little something coming through the side there.
See,
I call that a side boob.
you're gonna be huge, kid.
Get my butter and egg man down here. Jeepers creepers, I'm looking at the boob from the side. Now that's a horizontal view. This boob's in profile, see? Get this kid on the camera. We got to make a picture with this thing.
Jeepers creepers.
Jiminy.
The underboob, that was one that had a moment fairly recently, probably the most recent of the boob.
One of my favorite Steven Seagal movies.
Underboob, yeah. He was on a submarine, and by submarine, it was a guy in the military in a gimp mask. It's a submarine.
Oh my God.
And then other ones, there's top boob.
Yeah.
There's
one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies.
There's décolletage. That's like cleavage or chest crack, as I've been calling it. Chest cheeks. And then, so my prediction for 2025, because circumboob, that's one of the newest ones. That's like when it's like a tiny little bikini and it's like boob popping out all over the place.
Whoa.
That's one of the most recent ones written about in the New York Times.
Wow. Circumboob, one of my favorite French acrobat theatrical
Cirque du Soleil boob. So my 2025 boob trend.
Let's do it.
It's got to be middle boob.
Okay.
Drop the. Just boob.
Plus middle. I forgot middle.
We're going to be seeing, it's just because we're already putting fake nipples on stuff. First started with Batman, and then Kim Kardashian found the blueprints to the Batman suit from Val Kilmer, and she put fake nipples on a bra.
I didn't know that.
That was a Skims thing. So they always look hard. But see, I worry about that. If I ran into one of those, I'd be afraid that I'd tire myself out for working the fake nipples.
Yeah.
And by the time the real ones come on, I go, who's your friends? I'm exhausted. So I'm thinking shirts like Regina George in Mean Girls when they cut out the nipple. Like, I think that's the only.
So you're talking about just show the boob. There's you're not leaving a lot to the imagination. You're talking nipple, areola, and a bunch of skin around it.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
you think that's going to be the trend?
Where else can we go from here?
I mean, it's true. It's true.
We've gone everywhere else. The final frontier.
Middle boob.
Malcolm in the middle boob. I'm Malcolm.
You're Malcolm. I hate to push back against you here, Erik, but it seems like a big
push him up against me.
It seems like a big leap. Because here's what I've been thinking about style lately is, as much as we want to think that it's slowly covering all the ground available, it does seem mostly just to be one thing, then the next thing, then back to the first thing, then to the next thing again. Well, like wide pants, tight pants, wide pants, tight pants.
Tight pants up top that go wide at the bottom. So
it is true that sometimes people put a little bit of a tweak on it. So maybe what we're going to get this year is like a top boob again. We're going to get top boob back. Or what would you say is the oldest of the boob styles?
I would say definitely.
That's like been out the longest.
I would say top boob probably because you look at like old like Renaissance paintings, and they're cup spilleth over.
Oh yeah, the full on like wench boob. Oh, I think that's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one.
We're doing a 90s clothing try on montage. It's just different types of boobs. And we go, Walking on Sunshine's playing.
Not that kind. Getting so bored, falling asleep. Next. Not even looking. Next.
Come on.
Sunglasses on
Seen
my forehead.
it.
Next. Reading. Really performatively reading a newspaper. Then finally looking up and going, that's the one.
That's it.
Boobs pressed together like the Earth's plates have shifted, and new mountains are being formed.
A third boob. Created from boob itself. That's Newton's fourth law. Boob cannot be created or destroyed.
It'd be funny to imagine God making Eve from Adam's rib and going like, okay, just need a rib. I'm going to need this. It's funny to imagine God making everything else from scratch and then being like, you want a woman? That's going to take a rib. All right, I'll take a rib. And then it was funny to imagine him just making a woman doesn't need the rib. He's just eating the rib like he's at a barbecue.
I guess, yeah.
He gave me the rib.
Are you finished with that, God? Come on. I'm lonely down here, God.
So, but he'd take a rib and he'd make a lady. And then he's like, she's just like you. She's just like you. But check this out.
Oh my God.
Conjures up a couple double D's. Adam goes, Adam hits himself on the head with a mallet.
Yeah, his glasses steam up and he has little windshield wipers on him. Imagine never seeing a woman, because you're the only one. Only you think, I guess this is it. And then you see that. And you're like, I didn't even know these feelings were possible. Like a baby eating a lemon for the first time. They're surprised, and they might go back for more.
You know, babies always screaming and crying until you give them their favorite little lemon. And then they're finally calm. Oh, no.
Not more. Why does it always hurt me? Oh, and then also honorable mention, off boob, but still hip cleavage. That's kind of low-rise jeans. And top crack. Top crack's coming back.
Top crack coming back.
Top crack's back. Like an Abercrombie bag in the early 2000s.
I like it.
And I mean, granted, we probably won't see some of these changes for a bit because it's wintertime. And, around sometime in February, a boob will pop out. And if it's Caesar's shadow, we'll get 6 more weeks of boob.
Have you ever seen a picture of Abercrombie and Fitch together? It's crazy. Abercrombie's so put together, so Americana, absolute tennis court apparel. Fitch is a little ghoul covered in hair from another planet. Doesn't speak our language.
They're like, why are you always bringing Fitch around?
He's the idea man. Fitch has the greatest ideas. Sure, he doesn't communicate them in ways that we are used to. He mostly pulls and rends and tears and shits on what he doesn't like. But what he does like, he spares. And that always ends up being a bestseller.
He's like the octopus that chooses the Super Bowl winner.
That's right.
He just knows somehow.
Fitch goes. All right, we're going with crew neck sweatshirts with our logo on the chest. Fitch vetoes everything else.
Wow.
Fitch hated the rest of the stuff.
He's telling the rest of the board, just get out.
Fitch is like. Fitch likes the visors. He doesn't like the full covered baseball caps, but he loves the visors.
It's like a Schwarzenegger DeVito twin situation.
Abercrombie and Fitch standing back to back. Abercrombie's like this. He's like, he's already going, what? He's caught going, what? Because Fitch is eating a rat during the photo shoot. Fitch, don't. And then and then the next photo is him pointing with his thumb like, I can't control this guy. If you can figure out a way to control this guy, let me know. That's our Fitch.
That's our Fitch. Fitch, please.
Fitch, please. Okay, Eric, this next segment is a fan favorite. It's called Name That Tune.
Okay.
I'm going to play a little ditty for you here. And you tell
Can you
me
say that anymore?
a little ditty.
I'm gonna play a little ditty for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Cover
play.
me in baby oil. A little ditty for you.
All right, here's the tune of the episode, and see, no peeking.
Look away.
See if you can name this tune. I'm only gonna play just a little bit.
Okay.
Shut up! 50 years ago.
Oh.
All right. Any guesses, Eric?
Oh, I knew it immediately. I saw the screen, but I know it. That's the famous Michael Richards at the Laugh Factory.
That's right. That's Michael Richards at the Laugh Factory saying some controversial things.
Mm-hmm. Can't say anything anymore. I love someone taking that stance on that. Wow, you can't say anything anymore.
You can't say anything anymore. You certainly. Oh, I can't say that word 100 times.
I remember.
Oh, that word's off limits 100 times.
I remember when that happened, and then, it was a big deal. But I just didn't think. I just knew about it and I just never rewatched the video. Mm-hmm. Then you rewatch the video, and you're like, "Oh, this is bad." Like, not that it wasn't ever not bad, but it's hard to listen to.
Yes.
And somehow I do, though. I do figure out a way to listen to it. But
yeah, I've heard your alarm clock go off in the morning. I know what you're...
Oh, is my dog dick showing?
Is a montage like Saved by the Bell of you hurrying and showering really quickly and racing to school and just missing the bus, but instead of the Saved by the Bell theme song, it's that clip. String him up! String him up!
He goes off. Kramer.
Hard to believe that's our Kramer. But that's our Kramer.
Not my Kramer.
No. When we talk
Kramer versus Kramer.
When we talk about Kramer versus Kramer, what we're really talking about is the beloved Seinfeld character versus that man.
Yeah.
The hate speech monger.
He's got a book out that I hear is pretty good. I want to read it.
What's it called?
I can't say it on the air. I'm not allowed to say the name. But,
This book is called
let's just
I
say,
Miss How Things Were a Long Time Ago. And yes, that's what I mean.
Let's just say if you're at the library, you can find it between M and O sections.
Huh. Well, there's only one letter I can think of there, but oh my god. There's no way.
Forget how bad phone cameras were too.
Yeah, that is an underrated part of this clip is the poor phone quality. It feels like we're watching World Series highlights from the 90s. Mm-hmm. Just looks like shit and garbage.
Someone's filming that on a full 35 millimeter camera, having to cut the clips, cut stand-up clips.
Damn.
How'd you do
now that
that?
we've done stand-up for a long time, each of us, can you imagine being on a show where you're like, oh, I'm up next after Michael Richards? No, I'm actually kind of excited. I didn't know he did stand-up. Yeah, like Kramer from Seinfeld.
I'm gonna pop in and watch a show real quick. I'll be right back.
Just like a Wednesday night. Just like, yeah, I'm gonna try a couple new jokes, but I don't. It depends on how he does, and I'll just see like where the momentum's at. I hope he doesn't go over. Next day, how'd your set go? Not so good. The energy was a bit weird before I got on. The show maybe should have ended, but there was a few acts left, and so I went up. I went up next, and yeah, not good.
Something happened.
I know we're not supposed to blame the audience, and I don't. I blame Michael Richards.
Mm-hmm. Well, then he's in the back and he's going, "That was my big bit. He took my bit." Guy is pissed.
Yeah, he goes, so Michael Richards took my closer again.
Yeah. He goes, "That killed on the Tonight Show." Sure, he says all that. Well, you guys suck. Fuck you. That's funny.
That's funny, actually.
That's funny.
That's
Fuck
funny.
you. Stands by it.
When I do that joke for an all-white crowd, that gets laughs.
It's fun.
Anyway, yeah, so you named that tune very quickly. Well done.
I knew it.
You knew it right away.
Right.
And for anyone who hasn't seen that clip or heard that tune, check it out and let us know what you think. All right, let's wrap this up, Eric, with some shout-outs and plugs.
Okay. Well, I just want to give a shout-out to a little bit of piss. Mm-hmm. As you get older, you pee, sometimes a lot, and then somehow there's still a little more.
Yeah.
There's always a little more. I don't know if my body's just aging and it's saying, I'm going to hold on to this, but then I'm going to let it out almost right after. As soon as the pants go up, it's coming out.
It truly is like the same mindset as when you're getting rid of clothes and you're like, actually, I want to hold on to this one.
Yeah.
And then you like start walking back to your house and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking? You throw it in the garbage.
Yeah.
And then there's a little stain on your underwear.
Yeah.
I used to call it P-dab on undie.
P-dab on undie.
A little P-dab on my undies, P-dab on undie, which to me sounded like an Indian man's name. So I would say Mr. Anundy.
Mr. Anundy. Mr. Anundy was my father.
I would like to give a little shout out to actors who got really ripped for a movie role and then the movie sucked. And I'm thinking most recently of Craven the Hunter. I was reading about that guy. Years
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Years he took to carve his body and learn fighting.
That part was good.
All for imagine. We don't think about that enough. Every time we hear about an actor mutilating their body for a role, it's because the role is good and we want to know more. So rarely do we learn about how hard it was for Gwyneth Paltrow to get her
head
body
cut off.
right for Shallow Hal.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant for 7.
How hard it was for Gwyneth Paltrow to prepare for 7.
Mm-hmm. Well,
she was in the gym every day working that head down.
losing all that pesky head weight.
And then they just put it in a box.
Don't even see it. No screen time.
Fucked.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you very much for listening.
Yeah. I got to go film something.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye.